Hey, welcome back. It's your man Wise, and I have a great video to share with you guys. Everyone should hear this man's journey of switching political parties despite it going against his entire upbringing. He speaks powerfully about what it truly means to be an American, how he overcame the odds, and how he is proud of his identity as an American citizen. He's determined to vote for leaders who are not only committed to this country, but they're committed to improving America for everyone without focusing on gender, skin color, who you sleep with, so forth and so on. You guys are in for a treat here. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's go.
So I watched some of the DNC. A month ago, I watched the RNC. Let me tell you what the difference is. This is why I'm so... you guys think it's easy that when you grow up all your adult life in a political party, a lot of you think that when you change parties or you leave that party, it's not an easy decision. Everything that you've learned in your life, your parents, your upbringing, the people you grew up around, your community, that's what made you choose that party. So when you leave that party, for a lot of you out there, you whoop it up. You go like, yeah, brother, Trump 2024. You do all that, right? But for the person that actually has to switch their party, they're pretty pissed off. They've gotten to the point where they've gotten really, really angry. It's not an easy decision because when you change parties, you change ideology. You have to change the way you think. You actually go from, let's say, being liberal to being conservative, or moving from all the way from the left to moving left of center, or moving, from the right all the way to right of center. And, it's not just Democrats changing parties. It's also Republicans have changed parties too. So it's like sometimes they go from right to center. Anyway, watching the DNC, and when I was watching the RNC, so one thing about me, I'm patriotic. I was in the military for 10, 12 years, 10 years active, 2 years reserve. And I love America. I love America. America's done a lot of things for me. I look at where I started and to where I am. I beat all the odds. I'm a black man raised in the hood, Philadelphia, and I made it out. I'm doing pretty good financially, career-wise, good family, married, kids, the whole nine. I beat the odds. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not an alcohol abuser. Not a domestic violence guy, not in jail. I beat all those statistics, and that's because I believe in America. I believe in the American way. So when I watched the RNC, I was like really, really patriotic. They made me feel like this is what it means to be American. This is what America stands for. I learned about perseverance and, overcoming odds and fixing our economy and America first and Old Glory, red, white, and blue. And was nothing about your color or whether I was black, white, anything like that. It was just all like, no matter what your race, color, gender, ethnicity is, you can do this because America allows you opportunity. And I really felt good when I was watching the RNC, like, wow. And I'm not a Republican. Because I've gone independent because I don't want to choose a party, but I do want to choose an idea. And my idea is about being an American, not being black, not being white, not being orange or purple, just being an American. And everything I think, every idea I has to do with making America a better country. And I fly my flag proudly, red, white, and blue. And I fly my Navy flag out in my backyard very proudly. I served, I fly it. But then I'm watching the DNC and everything was about race, 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 women, women, gender, race, race, gender, race, women, women, race, 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 women, gender. And I was like, ugh. And I was like, that's why I left that party. Everything was identity. Like, who are you? And the most minor things like your color, your sexual orientation, your things that you can't change, things you have no control of. That was the agenda. And it was very little about America. It was about, you know, dividing, dividing. And I'm just really pissed that that's what that party has become. It is a divisive party who only wants to talk about race and gender and sexuality. Is that what we've become as a country? It's pretty sad.
Shout out to this brother right here, man. Just another case of someone deciding to flee from the Democratic Party, flee the Democratic plantation. And I do not think that he changed his ideology. I don't think that. I think his ideology has been the same. What happened is that for a lot of people, the Democrats, they have moved so far left, so far progressive. They've gotten so radical, so extreme with their policies and ideology that those that would consider themselves Democrats but moderates that don't agree with a lot of the far left propaganda, it's hard to stay lockstep with them. And to be honest with you, in the Democrat Party, if you don't get down and get along with everything, they will kick you out the party. And based off of what this man has said, you know, he talked about, serving the military, serving our country. He talked about his love for this country. Those aren't things that Democrats talk about. When he talks about, being able to raise his family, it sounds like he's a husband. It sounds like he's a father. He sounds like he has a conservative mindset and a conservative way of life, which a lot of Black people do have. But for whatever reason, it makes sense for him. Grew up in Philadelphia. He had this liberal Democratic allegiance. But when you look at who they are today, and I think this time around, when you compare the DNC convention to the RNC convention, it's night and day difference. The RNC was about patriotism and what can we do for this country? How can we serve this country? How can we serve the American people? And the DNC, it was about death, destruction, pregnancy terminations, alphabet community, gender this, race this. It was so divisive. It was so divisive. Not only that, there was no conversation around policy. There was no conversation around the plan to move this country in the right direction. There was no talk about how they're going to unify the nation. None of that. So I understand where he's coming from. I 100% understand where he's coming from. But again, we're in a situation now where we're being forced to vote and support candidates that support our beliefs and our way of life. And you got to sit down and think about what's important to you. What's important to your family? What are your beliefs? And then look for candidates, look for the party that is more in line with what you believe and what you think is right and what you think will help move this country in the right direction. So I don't have a problem with him being an independent. It sounds like he is an independent with a conservative mindset and a conservative lifestyle. And he's looking for candidates that more in line with what he believes is right. And I'm absolutely okay with that, because it lets me know that he's taking the time to do his due diligence. He's taking the time to see who each candidate is, who each party is. He's doing his research and he's making a decision accordingly. And that's all that we can all ask for of all Americans. Take some time and just do some research and figure out who more aligns with who you are and what you believe in. And that's my challenge to all Americans. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I appreciate all the love and support. Consider joining the ARP family. It supports me, the team, the channel. It gives us the ability to do what we do on a day-to-day basis. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. And I'm going to catch up with you all next time. Peace.